Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's Phobia Week here on This Morning, and psychologists and behavioural coaches, the Speakmans, are here to help.
Well, yesterday we saw Linda Robson overcome her fear of rats and mice, and today we are helping Alex Torrance overcome his unusual fear.
They make me feel sick. Just the thought of them. This phobia has really affected my life. My phobia is shut buttons. I just don't like them. They make me act weird. Some days it's all I think about. I think it's silly, but obviously it really affects me, but I know it's silly.
But silly as it might seem, Alex's phobia is so extreme that he can only hold down a job where he is allowed to dress casually.
It holds him back so much, so even down to where we live, how we live, everything is down to this phobia.
If I worked in an office, I'd be on a decent wage, but then again it would need to wear a shirt, and well, I can't, do you know what I mean? So in that sense it holds me back.
When Alex comes across someone that doesn't know him and they're wearing buttons, you know, sometimes he can't help but like heave.
See, that's what I mean, proper weird. If I've got my t-shirt over my mouth and my nose, then I can breathe. It sounds like you're daft saying it, but it's just the way it is.
Little everyday things can be so stressful at times.
My daughter, if she's got a cardigan on, talk to her, but I won't touch her. Teddy. It would be awesome if it could get fixed, and it would just mean the world to me, do you know what I mean? Life changing.
Oh, well, Alex is with us now, and he's joined by his girlfriend Pamela Banks, who's here for some support. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Where did this first start? When did you first realise you had this?
I was about 5 or something, and I couldn't have them in eye contact with me. It just really affected me.
At first you didn't tell anybody, did you?
No, I kept it to myself.
And because I guess that's hard to explain to somebody.
Well, yeah, it was, yeah. But I tried to explain to my mum when I was like 10, but then she shrugged off, so I just kept it to myself.
So you just thought nobody really wanted to listen to it, or nobody would really understand this?
Yeah, I think it was they never really understood.
When was the first time you said, I have a problem here?
We were in a caravan, and I was about 9 or 10, and it was my granny had a t-shirt on with them on, and I'd say to them I was eating Rice Krispies, and I really couldn't eat my Rice Krispies, and they were shouting at me for not eating my Rice Krispies, so I can explain to them why, and then they kind of shrugged it off.
And what difference, like Pamela, for you, I mean, if he didn't have this, what difference would that make to both of your lives? I mean, you've got a little girl now. Yeah,
it's hard having a baby because they're on everything.
Yeah.
And you know, when he's looking after her, I've got to go in and pick out what she's wearing that day for him, so that he doesn't have to come into contact with them, and I just try and keep them away from him.
You call them Henrys, do you?
We call them Henrys instead of the name, because even the sound of the name.
But you had to, when we were doing our research chat with you, you had to put the phone down because there was just too much conversation and it was making you feel sick. So
yeah, it was. I was having a bad day that day. See, some days I'm fine, and then all days it's really bad, and that was a bad day.
How about in your job? If you see someone, I mean, I've covered mine up today, and hopefully later on, we might be able to roll my sleeves down. but other people don't.
Well, obviously, I've just dealt with it all my life, do you know what I mean? So like, say I'm a barman, so say somebody's coming in, they want a pint, do you know how I won't look at them, I'll kind of look away and I'll wipe my mouth, and I take a deep breath, so as it likes for
it's physical, isn't it? The effect of it makes you almost have a bit of a ritual that you have to go through after you see one. Yeah. So what is that? It's the wiping the mouth?
It's just I wipe my mouth, and sometimes I'll walk about and I've got my t-shirt over my nose and that, and it's quite awkward because some of the punters are like, oh, do I smell? And you're trying to explain it to them, then
we've got Diana here, we've got the heart monitor that we had before, and I don't know necessarily whether your heart rate will go up. It'd be interesting to monitor it as we go through this next stage here. Whilst you're being wired up there, just talk to the Speakmans here. What is the difference between a phobia and OCD?
Well, actually, these two are linked in that he's got a phobia to buttons, but then as a consequence of the phobia, he's created an OCD. He's got the mouth wiping thing Do you wash your hands? Because it's common with buttons for people to wash their hands.
If you touch buttons, you've got compulsive hand washing, and then also you have the feeling of contamination, don't you, once you've touched the button.
Which is quite common.
This one you're a bit worried about, if we're honest.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, we're not worried about anything, to be perfectly honest with you. However, to try and deal with this in an hour is a challenge, because we've dealt with this before. Although it would appear on the basis of it's uncommon, it is reasonably common. In fact, Steve Jobs had the same condition.
Really?
Yeah. So we have dealt with it before, but usually it would take us 4 hours, so we've got a challenge.
It's check shirts and it's buttons. You've got a heart rate at the moment of 75, 76. What we're going to do now is we're going to just open this curtain slightly, all right? And behind here, I will tell you because I don't want to surprise you, behind here there is a check shirt and there's also a jar of buttons, okay? Now, if you want to say stop at any time, you say stop and it won't go any further, okay? So we'll slowly open this this curtain here, and just tell me how you're feeling as the curtain is opening.
Okay, if you're right, you don't have to look. You don't have to look.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, we can see your heart rate's going up.
That's as far as that needs to go, I think.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm really quite anxious here.
Yeah.
Your heart rate's gone up to 96.
And you're having to cover your mouth. I think, can we shut the curtain now? Because I don't want to put you under any unnecessary stress with that. But I mean, you can clearly see that it's quite distressing actually, and it must be horrible for you, Pamela, because
because I know how much it's upsetting them. It's quite upsetting to see it.
Well, we'll send you off now with the guys here, and hopefully by the time and they've got a 100% strike rate here so far.
Do you believe this can work?
I hope it can work. I don't see how it can work, but I hope it can work.
It will change your life, won't it?
Definitely.
Oh, I hope. Come on.
I really want to help.
Me too. Me too.
He's adapted his entire life around this phobia. So,
you forget how much you've adapted your life, and it's only afterwards, once we've cured him, that his life will start to open up and he'll realise what has been restricted.
We have got a challenge, I can't deny it. Definite challenge.
You've got 1 hour because we'll see you at midday.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, all right?
Right, we are filling up on American Pie next, but first it's the part of the show where you can win some amazing things.
Welcome back. Earlier this morning we met Alex Torrance, who has a phobia of buttons.
He said that seeing them can make him physically sick. It's ruined his career and even stops him from tending to his 9-month-old daughter.
Well, all morning Alex has been working with psychologists and motivational coaches Nik and Eva Speakman in the hope that they've helped him overcome his phobia, and he's back with his partner Pamela. Welcome both. This has been a tough one, hasn't it?
It's been very difficult.
Yeah, it has. It's been a hard one. It's not only is it a phobia, there's been OCD involved and massive habitual behaviour as well. So we've literally used every minute that we had.
And normally, if this wasn't on the telly, this is something you'd work on for a little while, wouldn't you? Not just it.
4 hours.
4 hours usually, yeah.
Which in the grand scheme of things is still a pretty short amount of time.
Let's not take away. I mean, he's had it for over 20 years, so in the scheme of things,
We've had lots of people contacting the Hub saying that actually that they have the same thing, and that some people watching saying they haven't been able to watch the jar of buttons themselves and they couldn't see it. But one particular email that Colleen had in was from your mum, actually. And she said, I would just like to say how proud of him I am, and listening to him earlier saying about the caravan holiday, I remember him saying about the buttons but never thought much of it, so I'm sorry, son, and I love you loads.
Sorry, Mum.
That's for your mum.
So that because this was a holiday where you said the reason I can't eat my breakfast is because of the buttons, and it's very difficult to get people to take notice of something like that. How do you feel this has gone today? How are you feeling?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
absolute geniuses. I've had touching them and everything.
Well, let's see how you do. We've got Diana here who's going to wire you back up to that heart monitor. You peaked at 90. Your resting heart rate earlier on was about 73. You peaked at 96, I think. And so we'll see whether or not you get up into those higher numbers again. And that takes a couple of seconds just to sort itself out. What we did was we showed you earlier on, because this is checked shirts as well, and we showed you a jar of buttons. And so, oh, good gracious, look at that.
And there's the shirt. This was earlier. This was you seeing it, and obviously visible discomfort there at seeing the buttons on the shirt. You're touching your mouth, you're doing all the rituals that you said about earlier.
You've had your hand in that jar.
Yeah, honestly.
Did you ever think that was possible?
No. Usually if he's got a cardigan on or whatever,
This is your daughter. She's got a little cardigan on. You can't pick her up.
Yeah, usually I need to kind of brace myself to go and pick her up, but if she's crying a lot, but.
We're going to test you a little bit here because I want to introduce you to two people. They are Doreen and Harry, and they are Pearly King and Queen. So we figured where can you get the most buttons? The most buttons. It's unlikely anyone would ever walk into the pub dressed like this.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Now there they are. How do you feel about? You're looking at them and you haven't as yet wiped your mouth.
Yeah, it's just closed now.
Oh my goodness.
Just the
Pamela, I can see you are looking completely shocked right now. Can you, because as soon as you saw that jacket, particularly Harry's jacket, you went, yourself?
Yeah, they shock me now because I think about him. Now when I see something with a lot of them on it, I automatically go, oh, Alex wouldn't like that, but I thought he'd be off and out the room by now.
And Alex, I mean, compared to what you were like this morning, when you actually didn't really believe that this was even possible, the fact that you can look at these guys and be fine.
I'm actually trying to work out how many's early, actually, to be honest. But
can't even figure out. You said, well, I can tell you something. Your heart rate's 61. That's so relaxed.
So if I was to give you this jar of buttons and put this on your lap, you're okay with that?
Yeah, if you want, yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to give that to you, and you'll be all right to. You could pick one up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What about putting your hand on?
Pamela, you can't believe it, can you?
Have a rummage.
I'll show that.
What have you done now? It's amazing, isn't it? It is like magic in a strange way. I mean, you can pop them on the floor now, but it is like magic. And I mean, what difference will this make to your life? I mean, will you go out and buy a shirt?
Yeah, I'm going to go straight into London to go and buy one.
I tell you what. I can roll this down now. There we go.
And you can actually take that shirt home with you, the check one there, so that can be your first shirt as a reminder.
Ideal, thanks.
More importantly, I think what you can do when you leave here is pick up your daughter.
I'll pick her up anyway, do you know what I mean? But usually I brace myself.
She's got buttons on today, though, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got a wee cardigan.
She's got a cardigan on. So that really would. You can put the cardigan on.
And you can.
I'm so proud of you two.
Thank you.
I'm so proud you come and do this because you work miracles.
Holly, I feel really emotional on this one. I do, really emotional because, you know, it's so amazing how he's adapted his life and how it's ruined his life, and it made him a nervous wreck. You know, he was just so anxious, and I'm just so thrilled that you came on. I'm just so privileged to have been able to help you, actually.
Well done, both of you.
I'd like to say thank you to both of you as well.
Thank you so much.
It's incredible.
Well
I'm not quite sure how it works, but it does.
I know.
It's
mad.
The strike rate continues to be 100%.
Well done.
Thank you very much indeed, both of you. It's lovely to see you. You look absolutely fantastic.
Amazing.
You look brilliant. Thank you. Well, tomorrow the Speakmans are back trying to help a woman who has a fear of, and there's a lot of people have this, a fear of clowns.
Yes, right after the break.